that comes from that one place, and that one place will be known for a specific sound. For example, kanang New Orleans, they have like a jazzy sound, diba? Let's say, for example, the South in the United States have like a places like Texas, right? Arkansas, nasa mga kaning country music, right? And so on and so forth. And more than that, that's what they're known. Nashville, yeah. So that's what they're known for. But kung naay R&B artist, murag weird siguro nga naka sa Nashville, for example, right? So na day R&B scene sa Nashville, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there's none, right? I don't know. So I think that's a important conversation that we should have nga nganong day kung ato lang pagabisdak, ato lang pagka kaning let's just say kaning funny, like di ba mo man atong music sa Cebu kanang murag magjoke-joke ta permi novelty. I have a problem with the word novelty, by the way, but yeah, novelty, because that shouldn't be novel, that shouldn't be novel. Kanang mga kanta nilang Yoyo Villami, that should be mainstream, and the novelty should be the foreign songs.
Yeah, it was what was described man before, but that's how they described.
No, it was described by somebody else, siguro, who's not from here. That's why it's called a novelty, right? I don't know who first used the word novelty, but it shouldn't be. Kanang mga foreign songs should be the novelty, supposedly. Right?
Yeah, but they were the more mainstream ang good here. Sila ang murag mas nisikat sa atong chores compared
Says
sa
who? Says who? Like
the radio.
Says the radio toaster. Well, yeah, like a lot of like music here, like especially like in Cebu, you can't. Labay sa radio station. TMC is like very Cebuano and good.
Yeah.
But like a lot of radio stations like play foreign music or like music na not really from the Philippines ish. Kaya mo man give mainstream like sa charts globally. Like example sa mga Billboard charts. Usually ang mainstream is like westernized music. And that.
Yeah.
So I think that's why ang kanang mga Bisaya music more like muna siya
Quote-unquote
novelty. Di ba siya the underground, no?
Dili sa kaya naibaw naman sa people. Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Which is ironic, no? Mogid na. I think regarding Jiggy's question, no, he asked if. Oh, by the way, top of the morning to everyone listening to us right now. No, sa atong YouTube live. I think we just went live on YouTube just now, and as well as on our TikTok studio. So join us on the conversation if you guys have any opinions. So ang pangutana ni Jiggy today was that, do you think that diversity in music is important? Or do you think that a specific region should be known for a specific sound or genre of music first? My answer to that is that I think both can coexist. I think diversity at the same time, nurturing your own cultural identity in music is very possible, and that should be the case. And in Cebu in particular, we do have our own sound, and it's been a thing for several years. So ang kanang novelty, which Jiggy says is a problem with, novelty songs na mga sila Max Urban, who are other Yoyo Villame, no?
Romel Tuico.
Romel Tuico, yeah, these are artists, no, who basically ran and paved way for novelty music to be a thing here. It's specific to Cebuanos, to Bisaya speakers, native Bisaya speakers, because of the way that the language is, or the songs are written in a funny manner. Meaning, if you don't understand Bisaya, it's not gonna hit the same. Like if you try to translate the lyrics of Butchiki in English, like you'll have the most. So why daw? So why? Like try to explain to a foreigner, Butchiki is about it, but it doesn't hit the same. So yeah, we know that novelty music's already a thing here, and I believe that as music progresses, as people's as their palette for music also becomes more diverse, so should their love for what we have that's like a stamp of our identity. So they should be side by side. That's for me. I don't think it's like one at the expense of the other na kung mo sikat ang novelty music, dili gid mo sikat ang pagka-diversity of other genres, because we never know. There could be novelty music in different genres too. Like barriers are constantly being broken. Malay mo na ay mohimog R&B nga kanang kiningkoy pod mga butchiki. Hey Jiggy, that's an idea. We'll make an R&B song about like something like that, diba? Come on guys, what do you think?
May kanta si Kuan, si Regine Velasquez nga murag kadungog ana gi R&B niya ang Kuan ang butchiki. Maminaw ra guni ko do. Atong gamay big.
Butchiking kuila.
Kani ba? Di chong koila na. Minaw na.
Wow, bossa nova.
Regine Velasquez niya. Ha? Koila ibuchiki. Di R&B ni gamay, di ba?
That's a perfect example. So that was bossa nova. So that's a very diverse, kanang genre. Not a lot of bossa nova artists in OPM. Probably know a few like City, Kyla, and the like. But diverse genre, but at the same time promoting something that's inherently local. So that's my answer. They should be side by side. Come on, guys. What do you think?
0999-887-6070. And coming up in just a few moments, we have the people who will help diversify local music. I am talking about our friend of KARL and Gino and Kara. We're just waiting for them to appear on Zoom. But we're going to talk to them in a few moments. Stay tuned, okay? We're talking about music diversity. They actually have an event. It's called September Fever, featuring Subsonic Eye, Hathaway, Honey Drop, Zeke Abelia, Vincent Echo, Sunset, the Bake Shop Boys. Jareko Strigan will be there as well. I think Mami Emma is listening to us right now. Maing buntag ni mo diya, Mami Emma. Musta naman ka nakapaliod to na ka diya, Mami Emma? Or wala pa? Kasi gakuan po ka diya, IF po ka, intermittent fasting po ka?
No.
Ha?
Kasi only nag-intermittent fasting.
Wala ko na intermittent fasting. Wala na nag-fasting na ako kaya.
Nanay health concern si Oli diha. Dili na to hisgutan kay basig mas stress ag samot. Pero we're hoping and praying ang imuhang stress, health stress is just nothing but stress and not real. So let's hope nga kuan na siya. It's a figment, figment of your imagination. Amon nakapait anang atong lawasa nga like we all know that we have organs inside us, but we didn't really know what's happening in there, right?
Yeah.
And again, this is one of those things that we have no control over, that we have no free will over, right? You can decide what to eat, but so that you'll be healthy. But at the end of the day, if you're genetically predisposed to certain conditions, you will still have that problem, right?
Yeah.
So what could they free will ba? Like people talking about free will, right? But at the end of the day, we don't know what's happening. I know I have a heart, but I can't describe it. I don't know what it is. Like probably somewhere here, I can hear it beating, but is it really there? Right? We don't even know if we have an actual spleen.
How do you even know if your organs are really working?
Exactly, right?
Diba?
Well, you'd be dead siguro. Because you're working, right? But
What if like wala siya marag illusion lang siya na nag-work yun?
Exact.
Marag study ra dito siya.
Simulation.
Actually, what if?
yeah. So muna siya. So nabot man tana.
It's health reasons.
Health reasons. Yeah, your health scare, right?
Yeah, health scare.
Health scare. We all have health scares. Ikaw, Justin, have you had ever? I think you had a health scare, right?
Yeah,
Not
no.
too long ago, right?
Actually, I'm not the healthiest person. That's why I appreciate Jiggy always encouraging me to exercise. And like he says that exercise is a blessing, which makes sense. When I visit the doctor, they're always like, "What's your form of exercise?" I'm like, "Oh, when I have to walk to school or walk up the stairs to tops." But other than I don't even take the stairs. I take the elevator. But other than that, no, I'm not the healthiest person. So I didn't really have a health scare, but I'm like anemic. So yeah, let's go. So I'm always, for several years, my family's always wondering, why does she always sleep when we're in the car? Like, why is she always sleepy and tired, even if she like had so much rest? And then, it contributes to like, what do you call that? A domino effect of several other symptoms. So yeah, let's go. Low iron girlies, let's get our iron up, take your supplements and
It tastes bad though.
It does. But I don't know. I think it's more common in women man siguro.
Yeah,
Siya.
yeah.
So that's my health scare. Kasi si Jiggy wala man ni siya health scare kay
Super
health
healthy.
not man ni siya. He's the healthiest like I mean like he avoids sugar as much as possible.
Idea, sir. Ako kay
Yeah.
as
We
much as
love sugar.
possible mukhaon.
There was a time when we were still starting out when it's almost about to be a year anniversary sa atong show Jiggy, like September, no? And when the show was still starting out, Kuya Magic used to join us for the mornings also before his show, and then he would always bring packs of like an actual Tupperware filled with what do you call this, sour tape.
Sour tapes.
Yeah, because his kids love those, so he orders them like by bulk. And then I'm the first one who eats it. So can you imagine like my breakfast before like sour tape? So I would be in your seat. I'll be like, yes, can you imagine? 'Cause sour tape. Yeah, I remember over time Jiggy would be like, that's like a lot of sugar. I'm like, oh yeah, actually,
You're
he's
like my
right.
dad, Sir Jigs. Ano ba naman dad? Everything I eat, di lagi palabian na. Sige, mag-inom ko.
lagi palabi.
Di na ka ma-exercise, no? Actually, kahapon lang yan siya na ako na. Di na ka ma-exercise, no? Na. My dad always says that to me. Muna ka na, ugman akong if ko gusto ang auntie, or mahappy ko kay, palit ko coffee medyo, palit ko coffee. Masagot na siya, pero ang papa kay ko kay, di lagi magsigula na, makauna na.
So what can I enjoy, basically, no? Top of the morning to Side-Eye, Esquilio, Christy, Rosaldo, Ravin, Brudo, who are joining us right now on our TikTok live, and everyone listening on our YouTube live stream as well. Kana sa Facebook na po. Emma Riza. Top of the morning to you, Isha. OMG, kalami sa sugar. I know. I'm guilty of that. Kanang processed sugar. Like, I'm always craving a sweet treat. That's my problem. Kung mukaon kog pait, if I eat something savory, like, I think I need like milk tea to go with it.
Yeah.
A latte. Like, it's horrible, guys. It's bad. And then the worst part is, after I eat something sweet, guess what I crave for? Something salty
Savory.
again. So it's a cycle. Like, I kind of want magpuli-puli siya ba?
Speaking of sweet treats, gahapon kay I went down early man kay ako ultrasound is supposed to be scheduled for tomorrow. Yesterday. But like I didn't know na you need to fast before an ultrasound. So
no.
yeah, so moto the last time I ate gahapon is around 7 p.m. So ang nakato ko sa lab around 3. Supposedly if wala ako ni eat ato, maka ultrasound ko diretso. Ang the thing man god is pag naog na ko gikan sa top sa IT Park, ni hapit ko pick up coffee. Moro gito empty ang stomach except for like
Coffee.
kanang yeah, sweet na sa moto.
I thought you have hyperacidity.
Wala ko hyper but like ano lang.
If all these dads listening right now, he's probably shaking his head. It's like, I told you not to do that. Na-guilty na pod ko, ana.
But you hear a lot of stories about how people are so healthy. They're triathletes and all of that stuff. They eat the right things. They're in the gym all the time, and all of a sudden, they just die. Right. Sorry, that's not funny. Wrong sound effects. Wrong sound effects. Right. And again, we're not really in control. Right.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that we can control. We can control
To a certain extent.
to a certain extent. We can control our sugar intake, our cholesterol content, whatnot, right? But at the end of the day, we are still at the mercy of our genetics, right? Kay kadaghanan na ng mga sakit, that's actually genetically predisposed, right?
Yeah.
So, but you can exercise. I think that's para nako. If there's one thing aside from sleep, I think exercise and sleep are the two most important things that you can do for your health, right? Of course, I say that. Not because I am doing it, right? I'm saying it's also not just a reminder to all of us, but also to myself, right? Like self-reminder, yun na siya. Like, I love learning. I love watching videos. I love reading, right? So, dugay ko makatog, pero usahay sad ko ganahan ko matog. Kuwang sa ko ganing, dili sa ko makatog. I've had too much coffee, so I have to cut back on coffee, and so on and so forth. So, I'm also suffering, and I'm also going through the same challenges that you guys are going through. I'm just more vocal about it so that I can remind myself. Because usually when I say things and when I do things are not necessarily the same, right? And we're all like that as human beings, right?
Yeah.
Somebody once said, a hypocrite is ... who isn't, right? So
Yeah.
everybody is a hypocrite. You, sir, you're a hypocrite. You, ma'am, you're a hypocrite. Because there are certain things that you say and do that you say that you don't do. And you probably do that because of convenience. You can do that because it's convenient to you. But if it's not, you do the opposite. You don't do the thing that you're saying you're doing because it's the easy thing to do. So we're all that. So we're all trying to help each other. So this is like a support system for all of us. So we are all support systems of each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's so true.
Right?
I don't know if you've seen in social media, guys, there's this, I don't know, is he a CEO or like an influencer? But he basically developed apps to track the health of each organ in his body. Kakita ka to,
Do
Jiggy?
that.
Is
Yeah.
that possible?
The Don't Die movement. Don't Die movement. I think his name is Johnson something, right? He's a .com billionaire, and he used this money to figure out a way how not to die.
Is it the same guy who's trying to reverse his age?
So there are many of them.
that's the guy,
It is a movement, right?
Yeah, I think that's a thing. So, with the advancement of technology, that is very much possible, no? Pero I feel like you're also avoiding another health risk, and I think that's like the mental burnout of having to keep up your health. Yeah, maybe physically you are in top shape, no? you know how all your organs are working because you have the stats. But I feel like that also takes a toll on your mental health. So we don't know. And maybe also being overly conscious, I would say, is also a form of, I don't know.
Being unhealthy.
Yeah, signs of not being mentally healthy if you're overly, that you start to overlook all other things just because you're in pursuit of physical health. I think that's also like a mental something that we should be careful with.
What does it even mean, right? Like, what does being healthy mean? That's an ongoing discussion, right? Unsa pagid pasabot anang healthy ka, di ba? And scientists are trying to measure it, right? They're trying to measure it. So that's the thing with science. It's really about measuring it. If you can measure it, it's true. If there's proof, it's true, right? If you can study it and it can be replicated, it's true. And then, but it doesn't mean it's true for everyone, right? But it's true. So the thing with truth, especially in science, is it's an ever evolving thing. This is the truth that we know at this time, right?
Yeah. Or the truth that we're willing to accept at this time.
Yeah, this is the truth that we're that a majority of the scientists accept at this time, right? At this time, but we don't know what we don't know. Like for example, kanang cholesterol, kanang LDL, HDL, di ba? There's a growing movement now nga it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have LDL or HDL nga higher and lower, right? There are other factors to consider, right? So the problem with information, man sad good, is if we put it out there, na dili ta scientist, dili ta expert, it might be misconstrued and misinterpreted. So peligro kayo na sana. Murang peligro kayo ng atong panahon karong mga panahon na kay daghan kaayo nga information available on the web, right? So kitang wata kabaw, wata kasabot unsay gipaibot good, unsay wata ni basa sa nuance about that particular thing. Moingon ko, for example, ni sulti ko nga okay rang bating LDL. I there's no nuance to what I just said, right? But I'm sure that's very nuanced and you shouldn't take my word for it. But the beauty of it, all of these studies are available online. So if you want to go down that rabbit hole, there are studies that are being published about it. So pero basahon sa nimo tanan, oy pila ka millions of words, oy.
Exactly.
Do you have time for it?
Literacy also, no, being able to, diba, even in like basic education, we're taught that now. How do you differentiate fake news from real news? How do you have a sense of discernment with overloaded media information technology? Diba? That's what we learn. But nowadays, it's becoming harder and harder to do, especially with the presence of Jiggy's greatest enemy, aside from sugar, AI. Yung mga enemies kay sugar ug AI. Ako kay colonialism. No, so going back to what I mentioned, no, especially with the emergence of AI, it's so hard to tell if something is like legit or not. Like there are these compilations on TikTok. We have two videos side by side. One is generated by AI and one is like an actual video. I'm proud to say, I can tell like all examples. I know when it's AI. Like there's just something off with it. Like it lags or it's weird. It's something off. Pero I have friends who I showed it to and they couldn't tell the difference between something, di ba? Maglisod siya.
Ako actually, I'm very like on sa akong self na, right? I'm makadistinguish mo ko if AI siya or dili. Like,
you can tell.
Sige,
okay.
Makaana ako makadistinguish ko. But there was this one video on TikTok na as in ko na, kakit sa mga bunnies. Nag-jump sa trampoline. It was AI! It was AI!
Katong gikan no sa CCTV ba to?
Oh, ko na, kakit sa mga bunnies sa jump. Ako pang gipang-share sa akong mga friends. AI di ay
Ay,
to.
mo siguro daghan kayo ang bunny kay AI. Wow.
And also songs. Like there are a lot of AI. Speaking of music, now we will have our special musical guest later on, but there are so many songs that are created by AI nga. I can't tell that it's created by AI because the lyrics are pretty good. Rhyme scheme is good. The melody is catchy. Pero I can't believe, like, I don't know where they got the sample of those voices also, diba? So, mao na siya. We should be afraid.
Nakipungutana about AI ba? Right now, there's a growing, there's a feeling that I'm getting. People are hating on AI, di ba? Nga dili ganahan kay AI himuan ninyo katong ganihang hisgutan ninyo nga paning bunny, di ba? Bunny funny video, right? You had fun with it. You were moved. You were moved by it, right? You laughed at it. And then somebody tells you it's AI. Why does it make a difference? Nganom day kung AI today. It was funny. It moved you. So what's wrong with it being AI? You laughed at it in the first place, right?
Yeah, because
Ano man?
For me, man, God, I thought it was a
thought it
real
was real.
thing. The bunnies were jumping on a trampoline. It's funny because a trampoline is used for jumping, and bunnies are jumping on a trampoline.
Okay.
Which bunnies already hop.
Okay.
So like I thought it was bunnies do this and they're curious.
Okay.
And I found out they're AI.
So what's wrong with AI?
So bunnies don't jump on trampolines.
No, because the thing is, we thought the video was real. We thought it was real.
It was a real video.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what I mean is like, ang
The
bunnies
thing-
jud, like,
yeah.
nag-watch sila ba in real life ba? We didn't think na ang AI din ang nagkuha na to na bunnies or something like that.
Exactly. We won't know na.
So nganong gilad man kung AI di ay.
Dili mo siya sa mga nangil. Ada ko lang kay I thought na ang actual mga bunny kaya like cute man ko if like actual bunnies yun. I mean kay ako ko hala bunnies on the trampoline used for jump, bunnies jump and mo to kay. I thought it was like
Yeah, I think ang issue, Ana, no, it's not for entertainment purposes. It's fine.
Yeah.
But then we have so many people in the older generation. Mana, it's become a joke on TikTok nga kanang show this to your grandparents, to kanang mga videos of aliens landing on Earth or like news reporters saying we're about to have an alien invasion and because sometimes these videos are super like hyper realistic. That does look like someone reporting in the news or naay ka ng mahibong lang ka sa likod na abot ng spaceship or tinuod siya ba. So if you're not also good at spotting, I think that's something that we need to learn nowadays. But we were talking about skills, no? That remember yesterday, ba to? Seniority skills that people older generation should learn, and I think that's one thing. Media literacy and understanding how do we know if it's AI or not. Mahibaw man nato, di ba? Like there's some weird, like I noticed, for example, if I'll see a video of like a person, I don't know why if it's AI generated, there are extra fingers.
yeah. And kung ang
Diba?
ang
Like,
sounds po ang ang background kaya medyo kanang siya cartoonish tan-aon.
Right.
Ang voice po nila is medyo kanang echo-y ana.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably using number one free
Yeah.
AI, right? Or you're probably not subscribing to a particular AI. Or number three, you probably don't know how to use AI yet, right? So akong pangutana back to the original question, why are people hating on AI? Like nagsulti siya nga, he was expecting it to be an actual bunny jumping on a trampoline, right?
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's within the realm of possibility, diba? There's a possibility that may or may not happen, but AI was able to make it happen, right? Whether it's real or not, I think for me lang it's not the point. The point is nga you were moved by it, right? And it's fine. So why hate on AI, right? Nakadungog ko nga kaning kantaha gihimo og AI, right? Ginahan kay sa aning kantaha pero pagkibaw niya nga AI, ay man di bati anong bati man. It moved you, you know, and then what's wrong with AI if it's AI who did it? Nganom di kung dili tao ang naghimo niya na di, or maybe somebody, there was an agent that made it and somebody programmed to make it and somebody made the software of the algorithm, if you will, of AI, and then you know there were hundreds of people involved before that song came out, right? So if your problem is humanity, there were a lot of people who programmed to make that song happen.
Yeah, I think the other day we had guests from a specific streaming platform, and then I asked about
Yumi!
Yeah, Yumi. So I asked about how they feel about the use of AI in music, and the example I gave was, for example, see Michael Jackson. He has so many unreleased tracks, and then after he passed away, Justin Timberlake decided to put his own spin on the track "Love Never Felt So Good." So more remix na siya. It's featuring him now. So I guess to a certain extent, I think there's probably paperwork and legal paperwork involved now on how much you can tweak their music so that their music lives on, so it's released again. But then, what if like AI could be used in the future to make it better? Like, you can't have the artist re-record a verse or have them extend a certain verse. So if they use AI to use a specific vocal sample to replicate their voice and make a song, but still using most like 90% of the artist's voice or artist's work, what do you guys think about that? Like if an artist passes away, and in the future, to make their song better and also for all the great purposes of promoting their music, we're going to use AI to somehow tweak the song. Regardless of the percentage, if it's half AI, if it's a certain degree lang, what do you guys think about that? Does it take away the creativity, or you guys are like, okay, that's the future?
Maybe like for the fans of that specific artist, it would cause an uproar siguro.
It would, diba? let's say for Taylor Swift, for example, I already know she probably has like hundreds of songs in her
Vault
bank,
songs.
in her vault, diba? Wala pa na to na release, and God forbid something happen. Well, it's gonna happen to all of us, but in the distant future, hopefully, no, when she passes, if her music is something that other producers would like to make, how would you feel about that as her fan? Nga, if you used AI, maybe just a little bit, like to extend mga verses, ingana. How'd you feel about that?
Maybe partly there's that sort of disrespect.
Disrespect. Yeah, I was thinking that.
Disrespect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, but-
So they feel like you disrespect ang artist. Why is that? Nga no ma-disrespect man nga. Kung producer ko makaingon sad ko, I'm extending this artist's legacy. AI is gonna help make their voice. What if pag record niya bati kay ang quality? So I am using AI para ma-refine gamay.
So you mean
If-
mes na
refinement lang.
refinement, it tweaks lang ana.
Dili siya kanang gi-model jud ang AI sa
Like,
katgikan
to
sa
make
tingog
new-
ni Taylor nga na.
Well, let's say,
Or-
okay, a clearest example. Taylor Swift only recorded one verse and one chorus. So kulang ang song. So they use her vocal samples and have AI make the rest of the song, second verse until the end. But technically, it's her voice. The first chorus, first verse, that's her voice. What do you guys think about that? Is it disrespectful to the artist?
I think it would depend siguro sa output. If di ka siya like, if klaro kaayo na, okay, Taylor, the real Taylor starts here and then AI starts here, then murag, bati siya. But if seamless siguro siya, then I think ma-accept sa people eventually.
Okay. What about you, Ollie? So for Ellery, it depends on the output. If nindot yung output, if you can't tell that it's from AI, it's okay. Do you
I
think
think
it?
so.
Ikaw, do you
Yeah,
think?
sama, it's different. Okay, artist man ko na I draw, I make
Yes,
art.
Yes.
Personally man ko, parang example, I create art, mamatay ko, let's just say, bako, palayo, layo na. Layo na.
Bako.
Dayon, himuon, maghimo og AI, ang AI kay mohimo siya art na similar sa ako na it claims to be mine. I feel like I would feel disrespected. Nang
Pero what
murag-
if like i-credit ka na, this original work is from Chuchu Chuchu and is
But that's not my original work.
ay ka nang
Mark-
remake niya.
American di siya gonna remake, like, example na famous na artist na I made this art na wala like ganahan gipon ninyo i-continue akong legacy, and with that inyong giprop ang AI to make more creations like mine. Then murag I would feel disrespected lang
Murag Pinas Studio Ghibli katong sa kuan.
ish. I would, yeah, I would ana.
But
Okay.
what if it helps like your art style live on?
I think, Manggod, kaning AI, Manggod, there has to be limits. There has to be
Mm.
limits.
Yeah.
It has to be applied to certain things and certain things alone. Para man ako good, when it comes to art, I think the beauty of art is because the artist ends.
Yeah.
Because the art dies. The artist dies, right? And the artwork lives on, di ba? So kung for example si Bruce Lee, si Elvis Presley, si Picasso, si Taylor Swift is just gonna continue to live in perpetuity forever, and their art will continually evolve, then where's the fun in that, right? I think the fun part is an artist has a story arc, and
Yeah.
once it ends, once the artist dies, then it dies, right? So you know the full story of Michael Jackson, of Picasso, right? So kompleto na. In other words, ang artwork kompleto na. Diba? Kung sige lang tag gabitay nga wapa namatay si Picasso, for example, lang, what's he gonna make tomorrow? We'll never know.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, right? So murag forever hanging, di ba? Pero kung ang artist mahuman, then human na nga. Si Taylor Swift lived a full life, he was young, she was funny and irresponsible, and she got married and she had kids, and then she died. End of story, right?
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean nga mahunong na ayang art. It's just nga naay katapusan. So whatever her story arc is and how it's going to be loved or hated in time, we will never know. But at least nahuman na iyang story arc, right? So that's why I think art is valuable. Just like human life, art also is valuable because it ends. That's my take on it. Anyway, let's begin another conversation, this time about music diversity. We'd like to invite in live in 105.1 TMC. We have Gino Rosales and KARL LUCENTE. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
You're live on the air on 105.1 TMC. Good morning, ninyo duha.
Morning.
Good morning. We have KARL LUCENTE and Gino Rosales, two of the champions of Cebuano music. Whether it's their capacity as Mandaue Nights, we just played a song from you guys, co-founders of Cebu's premier indie music festival, September Music Fever Festival, or the independent record label Killa Records. They've spent the last 10 years supporting the development of Cebu's music scene in any way they can. That's just like 105.1 TMC. Good morning, KARL.
Hello. Hi.
Morning.
Tell me about your journey, guys. Tell me about the decades-long journey of supporting local music. How has it been?
Sir Gino.
Sir Gino may want to answer that question. Gino Rosales, sir, go ahead.
Hello. So we started, I think kami ni Carl, we knew each other way back, I think mga 2014 pa siguro to.
Okay.
Here in Cebu. Then eventually we made a band called Mandaue Nights in 2017, and that's where we started our small music festival called September Fever.
Okay.
It started out as a murag electronic music for a few of the people who did electronic music that time. So we did it at a very small restaurant called Handurao, if some of you might be familiar with it, in Mango Square. Then eventually it turned into an annual thing. Now we're on our 8th installment this year, 2025, for one of our yet to be the biggest siguro na September Fever.
Atong
We'll be inviting. Yeah.
Among gisgutan
Yes, sir.
ganiha ba is music
Yeah.
diversity in the local music scene. Tell us about the current music scene ba in Cebu. Notice I used the word scene and not industry. Please correct me if I'm using the wrong word. So the music scene in Cebu, how diverse is it? Is it are we like very genre oriented, meaning to saying we have like this particular sound of Cebu, or is it very diverse? Nga you can't quite put your finger on what exactly ang sound sa Cebu is. What are your thoughts on that? Go ahead.
Oh, Sir Carl. Can do
Yes.
it.
Oh. Well, to me, currently, yes. Not. I guess if we look back from 10 years ago to 20 years ago, there's a definitive sound ang Cebu around that time, and yeah, with diversity, meaning karon you can't really pinpoint who's really the main sound of Cebu, because everyone representing whatever community or scene ang ilahang gi-represent with their preference ka sound set. So kana like everyone already championing their own sounds. So 5 years ago there's this pop, and then now we have the upcoming new artists, hardcore punk scene, and we have us doing the indie. So murag recently kaning Fet de la Music gani, it's sa Cebu, really showed nga murag daghan kayo active, and murag it shows the diversity of these sounds and genre,
But
and also the community in Cebu.
even if something is very diverse, even if a genre, even if a music scene is very diverse, but naman gunay mora og sound nga mo rise ba. Is there such a thing as a kind of prominent sound in Cebu now?
To me, in my what's sa akong observation for the recently, murag wala kayo ko'y nakitaan or nadunggan nga
Prominent sound.
prominent sound yun.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
To me, it's a fresh take on, if you want to explore the Cebu music scene, kay it can challenge your open-mindedness, kanang in terms of how do you look on, or like at least especially for the younger kids na okay, napaday laing ingani or discover sila new groups of people na naghilig og lain nga sound. So for me, it's a win.
I feel like based on my observation, I feel like the world wants us to have what they call an identity, right? We celebrate specialists. We have an idea when you say this country they have a sound, this region they have a sound, right? This restaurant, its favorite pochero is the most famous food. Diba na may ginatawag nila og kaning specialty of the house, right? This venue is known for this particular food. This city is known for beautiful women, for example, and whatnot, right? People love to label things so that they know what they are and what they're doing, right? So yung mga kag restaurant, kaning din tai fong, kaning ilahang kuan, kanang ilang dumplings mo ilami nila. So that's what the kind of world that we're inhabiting. We're inhabiting a world nga kinanglan na adyo kay kind of identity so that people will know what you are or what Cebu is about, right? So I would like to propose nga I think we should try to find that one thing. Doesn't mean we're not going to be diverse. It's just, we're just going to have to find that one thing. So I propose nga it can be a bad thing if you don't have a prevalent sound, because that means you're just absorbing from other places, other genres, other music industries, as opposed to finding something from within that's not available anywhere else. What are your thoughts on that? Go ahead. Maybe Eugene.
Sir Gene.
Sir, Carl. Go ahead.
Hindi ako ang yeah, probably siguro top of the mind na lang na ako is kind of like preference na lang sad siguro. And yeah, and if like pwede man good in case to case siguro, like you can be kanang or ganahan ka ani nga certain sound today, and then maybe depending sa imong mood maganahan na pud ka ani nga artist. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure of like kay ako sad personally dili I'm really into like exploring new sounds. So probably siguro akong take karon is more on personal side, personal preference.
And we also have
So,
we also have an actual musician within our midst here, not a recording star, Justin Narvis. What's your take on that, Justin?
Oh,
What are
yeah.
your thoughts? This is Carl
Yeah,
and
we
Gino
wanna-
of September Fever of Mandaue Nights. Justin, go ahead.
Hi,
Yeah,
Carl
we
and Gino.
wanna-
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We listened to your track earlier. I like it. No, it reminded me a lot of that specific song Jiggy played. Reminded me a lot of
Lainey.
Laney vibe. So I understand though that the landscape of music is changing. I think I would like to reiterate what Carl said. Na sometimes what you like now is gonna be different from what you like in the future. So trends, they're always evolving. They're always changing. So I think the difficulty lang is finding a specific matong gingon ni Jiggy ang identity. I mean, when you think of novelty music, you already know what it is, but what is the Cebu sound? So before I throw that question to the both of you, to Gino and Carl, no? Unsa mo gid ang sound sa Cebuano music? How would you describe it? Let's look at an example. When we think of K-pop sound, like K-pop, like there are some songs that even though you don't know it's from a Korean artist, even if it's in English, just with the way that it's produced, with the melody, with the beat drop, whatever, you'll feel like it's so K-pop. And then when somebody asks you, what do you mean it's so K-pop? If you explain technicality, you're like, dili, kay, you can, technicality-wise, you'll be like, kay ang na I rap in the middle sa pre-chorus niya, ang beat drop, na I dance break, or mo change ang genre in between. So that's the identity that they've set for themselves. So my question to Carl and Gino is, nowadays, what do you think, in your own opinion, is the Cebuano sound? And I understand your answers might be different because there's no right or wrong answer. Kaya maglahi-lahi man atong trend. What is the Cebuano sound right now in 2025 for you guys? Maybe we can have Gino
Sir
this time?
Gino. Sir Gino.
It's a very difficult thing to answer, no?
Yeah.
Trying to pinpoint something that you have to be specific about.
Mm.
I have to be honest, I can't answer it right now. But if you ask me about different sounds in other regions,
Okay.
specifically in Manila, you can really identify some, some artists with that certain really Manila
Sound.
sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can start with that. What's the Manila
But in
sound?
Cebu, um, I di lang pwede ko maingon.
Okay, listo di describe pero sa I know what you mean. There are
uh,
artists there nga like kaning sila Zac Tabudlo, kaning sila kanang
yes,
Sankis
yes,
Lola
yes.
nga makaingon ko nga oh, it's not only the
Yeah, they have
language,
that.
it's just the sound.
Yeah, yeah, they have that certain sound good, and ako I term it as as the Manila sound right now. No? There are a lot of bands also doing that. Murug nagit sila certain that certain vibe and
Is
feeling
it
in
the
their
genre?
songs.
It's hard to define, but I think we can start there. Like when we say Manila sound, the genre nga uso?
Yeah, there are ballads. There are also murug dancey, upbeat songs. No,
Okay.
still you consider it as Manila sound, but I just don't want to be really specific about
Yeah.
it. No, that is where I'm coming from lang, personally. I don't want to be also specific with the Cebu sound right now.
Yeah.
Di sa ko gana naman ko moingon kung unsa may sakto na Cebu sound. But I think at this time, good, there are a lot of genres really coming out from Cebu, which is
Okay.
where we're really happy about. Before Mangod, Murug, it's just rock and hip hop that you see all the time or reggae.
Kana
But now there
reggae.
are a lot
It's
of
big here.
really different things coming out. That is what we're really happy about. When you see a certain band that you really like, you can't really also pinpoint ba na mao gyud na siya and this other band sounds also the same. I think they're really, really different. So I guess for me personally, I can't pinpoint right now
Okay.
kung ito man gyud siya. Oh.
Yeah, I understand that. No,
Hopefully in the
Lisod man
future we
said,
can have that sound, but yeah. But I guess for now, I'm just enjoying having different genres, different styles of music being played here in Cebu,
yeah.
and that's where what we're also being showcasing in our festivals also.
All right. So
Murama,
hard to define.
Speaking of
Yeah.
festival ba, you have your September fever. Nganong hilantan maka ek September? Nganong September man? Tell me about your event because we're very excited about it. We had a meeting a few weeks ago with these guys, and September fever is not just about local music. It's actually about diversity also. And they've invited people
Yes.
not just from amongst us here, from our atong mga silingan, but also from our friends abroad. So tell me about September fever and what's the big idea behind it. Go ahead, guys.
Just a fun fact lang, quick lang before Carl takes in for the why we name it September Fever, because just literally 2017 when we started this, we had a fever as during September because we had a lot of gigs that time. Yeah, more every weekend we had a gig, Friday, Saturday, and we had a fever, and we still pursued our small gig that time. Yeah.
Tinuod din na
So,
fever.
Otto, yes. Then Carl, go ahead.
Yeah, so this year kay actually the September Fever 8 is the result of the September Fever that we did for the past few years, because we've been going um around the other region neighboring cities, and as well with other neighboring countries. Like last year we went to Bali and Bangkok
Oh, wow.
and South Korea for murag it for cultural exchange, and as delegates had to talk about what's been happening to the band scene in Cebu. So kaning September 8 is the result of our kind of travel and tours last year.
Okay.
So that's why we were able to invite international acts, and also to create like a bridge and a network, and just to say to to Southeast Asian countries that Cebu is here. Cebu, we're
Yeah.
alive here. We have talents. We have awesome and great indie music as well. So that's why, yeah, September 8th is our like first attempt of being an international music fest.
Wow, International Indie Music Fest on September 8th. That's September Fever. In a nutshell, Carl and Gino, what do you think makes this event different from all the other mga festivals that have been produced around Cebu, no? And as you mentioned, Cebuano music is here to stay. We've been here. We've been here, guys. Like it's a huge thing here, and there are so many other events also that are championing the same advocacy. So what makes September Fever inherently different?
Well, I guess ang difference is wala may budget.
Oh,
Oy, grabe sad, oy.
passion project.
It's a passion project. Yeah, okay.
I think this is a community-led good na
Yeah.
festival.
Okay.
So people passionate about the local scene,
Mm-mm.
specifically in the music scene, are helping each other out lang yun.
Mm.
Sakto si Carl, wala gi budget, no? We
Mm.
get sponsors lang yun, as much money as we can, even the mga collaborators namo from the different countries are also or chipping in a bit, no?
Yeah.
So that they can come here to Cebu. Because they're really excited to play.
Mm.
So I guess that's it. Yeah, we don't have like the really big bands, no, really big artists also playing,
Mm-mm-mm.
because we really want to champion that scene, that independent local scene.
Kana, okay.
And it's not just like rock, indie rock, and there are also like hip hop, pop
Ooh.
artists, and different genres.
Underground.
Goods, yeah. Yeah, under mga independent mga
Oh, I'm excited
artists.
for that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the whole
And-
point of this event, you guys. No, so as we notice around Cebu, the kind of mga festivals that are already promoting. Sometimes ang ato mga festivals mukuha magaytag artist nga dili noon mga local or not indie, no? Because of course with the nature that they have already built a fan base and all that, but at the same time I understand the premise of this September Fever Manggod is it's from the people for the people. So
Yeah.
meaning we're trying to uplift these independent artists, these indie artists, underground artists, to let people know that they're here and they're here to stay. Ellery has a couple questions for
Ay.
Gino and for Carl.
Isa lang sa mura. So, I'd like to ask Sir Van, you said that like you guys didn't really have budget. How did you reach
Ito.
out to these international artists? How did you
Yeah.
like go global, man?
How do you convince them?
Yeah, how did you?
With no budget, right?
Yeah, with no
Well,
budget.
Well, first of all, grabe aning top of the morning. Kanang, wow. Good
sorry.
morning, guys. Kanang, I guess, because of, murag, I think nagsugod siya pag 2022,
Mm.
katong bago lang na lift ang lockdown, murag, dito
Okay.
namin ni-try nga, what if ato gud siya is step up gamay, like nag-invite me Manila artist na we really like ganahan mi ba, so
Yeah.
nato sila Enamori and Siddhartha. Then from then murag na connect me with other people, so
Mm.
murag September Fever 2023 ang biggest namo, and mo sa dang first time nga nag-add me og talk.
Mm.
So naami gamay nga conference besides sa music
Yeah.
fest mismo. So nakastorya mig mga, we're lucky enough nga naka-invite mig mga speakers from Manila sad.
Mm.
And dito mi kinda naka-create gyud og murag bridge nga na day chance to go to other countries
Yeah.
to represent something ba.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then mo na mong gitrabaho, we applied and ni-apply mi and na kanang nag-try lang mi nga mo visit og mga ingana as delegates. And then dito na siya na open na mo nga murag, oh man, left behind kayo ta with
Oh
everything
no, diha gid
happening
nato
outside.
nakita no ang disparity.
Oo.
Mm.
So moto we explored and at the same time dili manggod mi kanang organizers mi, but at the same time artist man sa good mi and musicians ba. So naay times nga murag automatic nga mas odd mig mga musicians, mga artists during those events.
Mm-mm.
So makachi kami about kanang naapod mi festival sa Cebu, and
Yeah, yeah.
then and so on, and then
You know what?
mao na.
You talked about how because of this international exposure, diha ni mo ma-expose or diha ni mo na realize nga layo or good di ay, or like there are some things that we can improve. And then here in Top of the
Yeah.
Morning, we're very hilig of talking about the topics na sometimes kanang medyo uncomfortable, or like it's all about support man good. So to encourage our local listeners also to join in our advocacy of championing homegrown music, they need to understand why it's so important. And part of understanding that is understanding naagyo disparity, naagyo kalahian, or we need to improve. So for Carl and Gino, what are those things that you noticed there when you went to these international expos sa mga music nga makaing mo nga layo gid ta no, that we can follow that, or we can we need to have that same support. What school lang day sa atua?
Sir G.
Not to sound political lang, no? But
That's okay.
kuan lang siya. The government nila gyud
Okay.
really supports the arts and mga creatives gyud.
Yeah.
They have the budget to really help these industry.
Mm.
Yun. Mo na yung pinakasuyaan yun na mo ni Sir Carl.
Yeah.
Sa ilaha yun. They give budgets, and morog they can also do events there, which is government sponsored. Kana lang morog. Hopefully
Okay, ang pangutana na sunod, ang follow-up question na Carl and Gino is this. Kung gisuportahan na sa gobyerno, it must be for a reason, maybe for a very good reason, di ba? Kay dili man na mo suporta ang any government. Kay governments are all for me lang like they're not all the same, but they're similar, right? Naagi na sila agenda, di ba? And ngano man nga suportahan man nila ang satwa kay dili man, di ba? Ang I'm gonna make a conclusion now, and please correct me. Ang conclusion is this: kanang music industry is actually a very profitable industry, not just for individuals but also for governments. That's my suspicion. Nganong mosuporta man ang gobyerno sa usa ka industriya kung dili maka-profit, di ba? It's not only that; it's also a way of encouraging tourism, not just tourism in terms of locations, but also food tourism and lifestyle tourism, right? People will do the things that the song is suggesting it will do, and so on and so forth. So dako kayo og power ang music industry sa usa ka nasod. So mo nang suportahan sa usa ka nasod. What do you think, and what's wrong with that?
Yeah, actually murag I guess ang dako nga murag naka-push with other countries to probably to kanang government na mo support sa ilang artists, kay kakita gyud sila sa Korea, and murag Korea gyud ang murag pinaka best nga sample to nabaligya gyud nila ilang culture, and grabe ilang tourism because of that.
Their music.
So murag tungod sa K-pop, murag
Yeah.
kaya siya ba? And I'm not di sad ko sure if maka-pinpoint ko if na by wrong. I don't know. Kay murag siya murag I guess mo nang pinaka surface level of whatever ilahang reason why they push this kind of stuff. Pero so far seeing it kay maka-benefit man gud ang mga artists or ang mga independent local organizers, at least mabuhat nila ng mga events. So I don't know, ikaw Sir
Yeah.
Jean.
The reality is it's really a business man gid at the end of the
How
day.
to market their
Music industry good na siya ba?
Mao na
Yeah. I back in the pandemic, I was very much obsessed with K-pop, and I remember I really looked up to Lee Soo-man. He's the CEO of SM Entertainment, right? So, and then I studied like their business model and all that. My sister was also very impressed with how. So at the beginning of the year, of the new year, they have they have a speech of like what are their plans for the next year, and I was so amazed to find out that more than promoting these artists, it's really a business, because in the very fact that I don't know why, this is one thing I noticed about their industry. Here, a Cebuano artist, for example, or any local artist would release an album. You'll pay so much, right, for the production of the album, the photos that you have to take, and The album itself would probably just contain a disc, if
A
people
CD,
still do that right now, or whatever, vinyl, whatever, and then probably a couple photos and all that. When you look at freaking K-pop albums,
There's so many inclusions.
there's like 5 versions of the same
Yeah.
song, same albums, but there's different. There's like a light version, there's a school theme
There's a
version, there's a
Kino
night
version.
version. There's one that's, and then they come with different cards, different sets. Sometimes there are games in the cards,
Yeah.
tradable items and
Yeah,
all
sometimes
that.
with their CDs, their tapes, vinyl, like different forms of how you can listen to the music. There's also like karon kay
Exactly.
mga smart albums na siya when they kanang nanay mo like memory card pwede nimo ma-insert somewhere. Yeah.
So there's that in the physical sales, and in terms of sa events, as gimension ni Carl and Gino, no, lahi ra gyud in the planning of events when you have support of your government sa kaning K-pop industry, kabantay pud ko nga pag pandemic sa atong country, a lot of the shows halted.
yeah.
You can't have a concert, lisod gyud na. But the K-pop industry, oh my
online.
god, they went through V Live kana bitang you pay for a
Yeah.
subscription to have a special access to that show nga. It uses virtual reality gihapon. So and then you're able gihapon to converse with the artist. In fact, murag i-raffle na imong Zoom meeting video. Yeah,
Fan
you could
call.
have been chosen to be in a fan call with them. So
Yeah.
diba, it's a business in the end of the day, and I understand good why sometimes we're afraid to sing it's a political thing, but it's
really
all about
is.
money. Like it's also about money. It's a business. So at the end of the day, that's how it works. What do you think about that, Jiggy?
It's all about the money. It's all about the ka-ching, ching, ching.
Price tag.
Yeah, that is true, no? But I think more than the money, it's really about also being able to express yourself and being able to have a platform and also a place for us to do that, because artists don't think like that. I think artists think about the art first and the money later, and lisod kayo ang usa ka artist nga imong himuon og negosyante. Tagsara kayong artists nga have those two skill sets. Most artists don't know how to do business, and most businessmen don't know how to do art,
Yeah,
and so on and so
exactly.
forth, right? That's just how specialization goes, right? That's how you get better at things, right? You can't be a good artist if you're a good businessman, maybe, or maybe there are some outliers out there, and you also can't be a good musician if you're all thinking about business, right? And lisod sa kay awkward sa kay, like I was telling Justin before. Lisod kayo nga i-hire ko ba kay mayo kay ko nga singer, di ba? It's so weird, right?
Yeah.
You have to have
promote si mo
may ikog ba, di ba? May ikugon atong kultura, di ba?
Yeah.
Lain na sa doy nga akong kaugalingon nag-promote sa akong kaugalingon, right? So lisod guys tanan, but this is a unique configuration with these two, Carl and Gino. Nga kani sila, they're not only artists, they're also being entrepreneurs. They're also kind of business minded, right? That's very unique, and thank God that people like them exists out there, right? Because you guys are aware of the whole thing, right? Of the whole big picture of a scene, soon to be an industry, and this September fever, I think, is a kind of catalyst for that, right? So if they're listening to this broadcast right now, naminaw sila karong buntag or uduha, Gino and Carl. Tell me about the event, when and where it's happening, kaning September Fever. Who are the bands performing, where they can get the tickets, and so on and so forth. Go ahead.
Okay, so September Fever, September Fever 8 is happening at Unity, Coffee and Vinyl, and it's happening this coming September 6. Ang among lineup for this are kanang sila Zik Abelia, Honey Drop, bands from Singapore like Subsonic Eye, bands from Korea kay Hathaway from Busan and Dapda from Seoul. We have Cerise from Davao, actually Nami regional acts, and si Evita from Cagayan de Oro. We also have artists from Manila, si Muri, appeal siya before sa Ransom Collective, nagsolo na siya, si Muri and Crown. And we have our very own Cebuano artists like Honey Drop, Vincent Echo, Sunset, Bake Shop Boys, kanang group nila Cookies, and sila Jericho Strigan, Vedas and Soft. Also naami kanang DJ DJ collectives like Radio and By House nga mag-spin sila mga like si Radio more on electronic siya nga sound nga DJ sets, and si By House is as usual kanang analog sets sa Unity. Yeah.
So what's the date again, sir? Carl?
Yeah, September 6.
And
And
September 6th, go ahead, continue. What time?
September 6, 3 p.m. sa Unity.
Where is Unity located? Can you tell our listeners where it's located? Go ahead, sir.
Asa ganini dapit ang Unity.
Mo man nando sa Sibudok, di ba?
Near
Luyo sa Sibudok. Di ba? Pagbalik.
House of Lection.
Oh yeah.
Sibudok, the hospital, not the school.
Yes.
And I interrupted you. Go ahead, continue.
And also, naami actually napamilain like September 7th, but it's gonna be on a different stages, which is amo nang i-share ang information. Just follow us on our
Unity Coffee Shop, Cafe, Unity Vinyl. Is actually a very small, relatively very intimate location, di ba? So I can imagine nga inyong mga tickets are also very limited. Gamay ra kayo inyong giprinta. So where can they get those very limited tickets, and how many more tickets are left? No, na sold out na siguro hapit.
Pwede nilang makuha ang actually online ra siya. You can scan a QR sa Unity. Nami mga posters nga nakapapilit sa Unity karon, and you can scan the QR, and yeah, ang regular price namo is 550.
That's the regular price, but do you have like a promo price?
Yeah, hindi mao na kay ang walk-in kay it's different price.
So
but
you're gonna
wanna push.
You're gonna increase the price when you walk in, right? But this is like the special before the event starts price, right? So that's happening this September 6, right? At the Unity September Fever. What is the official Facebook page, website that they can go to so that they can secure their tickets? Go ahead.
Just look just search sa Facebook, Instagram at September Fever Fest.
You know what? I'm not gonna let you guys go without asking this question. Okay, Mandaue Nights. You are both from the band Mandaue Nights. One of my favorite bands that, for some odd reason, just disappeared. Disappeared in the sense I haven't heard any new song from you. Do we have any updates from Mandaue Nights, especially to your thousands of adoring fans? Asa naman ang Mandaue Nights? Uy, nya kano sa inyong bagong ang kanta mo gawas? Go ahead.
Mo ni siya busy aning mga events. And but we're already done with a couple of songs. We're hoping to release some this year, hopefully. New songs. Then we're planning to have an album na gyud. Soon.
Yes.
Ikaw na kay masulti na, Carl?
Yeah, sorry kayo kay na busy kayo, may grabe among side quest. So but wala mi kalimot, nagsige hapon maghimog mga bagong kanta, and dugay na kayo mi, like we've been really wanted to release our debut album because for the past few years we've just been releasing EPs. EP kay tunga sa album. So this one we wanted to release a full album gyud. So
naghisgot man tog diversity ba? Invite man pud mo international artists, right? Can you tell us who the international artists will be performing this September 7 at Unity, and where they're from? Go ahead.
Okay. So nami duha ka Singaporean bands nga mo play. Ang usa kay si Subsonic Eye and usa kay si Sam Smith. These guys kanang na-meet namo sila during our trip, except lang ni Subsonic Eye. Si San amo silang na-meet pag ato namog Indonesia. Like siya ang first person namong na friend. Like he's very welcoming. So eventually murag amo siyang gitry invite for Cebu. San is a hip hop artist and mayo ka siya mo freestyle. Si Subsonic Eye, we're actually kanang na-meet namo ang friend of a friend siya. And this year nahibalan ra namo nga one of the members sa Subsonic Eye kay tiga Cebu. So kaning Subsonic Eye nga band from Singapore is actually naka-US tour na sila. Like really active sa Southeast Asia. So kami personally fan me sa work sa Subsonic Eye. So we're kind of excited yun nga amo silang na-invite for September Fever, and it's a really good way to like open the international scene with one murag ang band kay na nag-represent from Cebu. And then we have two artists from South Korea. Kaning Hathaway, they're from Busan. And we met them last year pag ato namog South Korea with Sunset. And na-surprise me how similar ang situation sa Busan artist o Cebu nga scene. Murag daghan silang similarities nga even si Busan needs to work times 10 para lang ma-recognize sila sa mga tiga Seoul. Pero the good thing lang nila is pwede nila ma-drive ang Busan to Seoul. So yeah, mostly among mga mga gipang chika is being a second city artist. So kana siya. And then ang Dabda, na-meet namo sila pag Bangkok. And we're very grateful how positive sila of kanang mo try og tukar sa Cebu. And Cebu is really popular gyud sa Korea. So murag destination good siya for vacation and stuff. So murag naka-add siya og reason for them to fly and perform here. And they're quite excited good. So hopefully malaag na mo silag dagat if na oras. Kay murag I don't know.
How about this very popular I forgot what country this is these guys are from, but naibanda nga gitawag nilang Mandaue Nights bitaw. Did you invite them to perform for a surprise performance or wala, busy ni sila sa ilang
Sa Mandaue.
sa ilang event?
Among invite manayaw ra guro ni sila dito sa event.
Mag-TikTok sa dito.
Mag-TikTok ra siguro ni sila.
But I'm mahal talent fee.
Mahal talent fee.
Dili mo ka-afford sa Mandaue Nights?
Lisod, oo. Marag pilian kayo to, pilian.
So good luck to you guys on your event September Fever. I hope nga kaning by the way, before I forget, can you tell us how these gipangutana man ni ko an Hillary kaganiha sa, but I wanna and actually I know the answer, but I want it coming from you guys. Kaning mga international artist ba? Yun sa nila pag-ari dire, kinsa may nagasto niani nila nganong nakaabot man na sila dire kay dili gyud kamo siguro nagasto kay hisbot mo nga wa man kamoy budget ka, di ba? So yun sa man nila pag-ari dire ilahang kaugalingon ato packet or naay nagsuporta nila. Unya si kinsa man ang suporta nila?
Yeah, siguro ang best, so naa sila two ways. Murag ang ubang bands kay ina indie route gihapon, pero the good thing na sila fans nga murag makasupport sa ilang tour. Murag na sila ilang own thing in a independent way.
Okay.
But napoy artists nga sila kanang supported by the government.
Supported, did you say supported by the government?
Yes.
So gitagaan sila og funds to fly to the Philippines?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I know, right?
So like
Sana all.
ang usa ka artist from Korea, like na agency gyud ang Korea specific for artists na mangitag support to go abroad. So export office ni sila, and I think Philippines ra ang wala. Kay apparently ang other Southeast Asian countries kay naa sila export office.
Export
So,
office. That's another conversation that we're going to have in another time, right? Because these countries have their own export offices. And did you say export for music only or for exports in general?
Yeah. Wait, I guess so.
Is it just for music or is it export for other things also?
Like culture in general. Nga na.
Yeah, cultures, yeah.
Yeah.
Culture in general.
So mangita sila paagi unsaon pagbaligya pag-export sa inyong produkto sa laing nga nasod, di ba? So and I think it includes culture and the art and music especially. So I think that's an idea that our local governments and our officials can probably consider, right? Why don't you have like a local export office, like a music export office, right?
Yeah.
Para yeah, si Carl ug si Gino ang muhead ani nga office na, why not, right? Because they've already
Oh no.
Sila nagkuhan sa idea.
this is your idea, so maybe we will tell our friends from
Another side quest.
No.
Some
Di
of
na may katiwa sa among album.
AI nila ipabuhata ng imong album. Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Gino and Carl of Mandaue Nights, and of course
Thank
of
you.
September Nights, happening this September
Fever.
6th. September Fever day. Dili day gabi day. Hilanat day. September Fever. This September September 6th, right?
Yes.
And they might
September
also have a September 7 event. Stay tuned to September Fever for more information. Thank you so much, Carl.
Thank you so much, guys, for having us.
Thank you.
Grabe gyud.
Thank you,
Top
Gene.
of the morning.
Thank you, Gino.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just to remind you guys how good these guys are, let's play a song from Mandaue Nights. Kaning, before I let you go, but can you set this song up? Kaning First Kiss. Kang kinsa man gining first kiss kuno be? Kinsa may naka first kiss? Kinsa may naka first kiss ani niya ngano maning kantaha? Pasabta kuno mi. Go ahead.
I mean, mao gyud ato ang kanang kulba man gyud ang first kiss, no? Pero para ni tanan nga naka lisod sad kayo if mag second kiss food, di ba? Or third, first ra gyud.
Kinsa man nga first kiss? Is this a specific person's first kiss or is this inspired by something else? By something fictional?
Oh, inspired rin sa life.
Inspired by life. Okay, thank you so much, you guys. Here it is now. Here's the song in question. Carl and Gino. This one is called Mandaue Nights. First Kiss on 105.1 TMC. The best of us. Come on.